The Detroit Lions are in a very fascinating position. They really are. They're a team that I think a lot of people view as a team that could contend for the playoffs this following season. They had a lot of cap space, which of some they used. They now have a lot of draft capital, which they're going to use in a very unique way. Obviously, having the number sixth overall pick from the Los Angeles Rams. Well, how are they going to use that? And how would I use that to really build this team up and give them a good chance of, maybe not just competing, but competing for a Super Bowl, perhaps. So let's enter the draft and let's see, how exactly would I try to build this team up. So, all right, here we go. Any pre-draft trades? I don't think so. I think I'm ready to just start the draft itself. So let's see where we end up. Six on this list. So Young and Stroud went 1 and 2. Will Anderson went at 3. Will Levis went at 4, and Tyree Wilson at 5. I think in this scenario, it's actually pretty clear to me. I think Jalen Carter is the move. I think just get the best player available. This is something I would consider to be a position of need. They don't have a lot of needs. I think people don't fully realize that. Even interior defensive linemen, there's some guys who can play, but definitely one of their bigger needs. So going there would make sense for me. So now still on the board at 18, trying to just see, who is drafted where are we at? It's interesting with them. Kalijah Cansey still on the board. To me, this is actually pretty simple. He's an interior defensive lineman I like a lot. Let's just double down. Let's get really good at that position. Why not? Give me Kalijah Cansey. So now interior offensive lineman, we feel all right about it. I typically say one of my ideas is in day 2, you always want to get either a safety or a receiver. Now, I don't need a safety. So what are the receiving options that maybe you like? I think there's some options, but I don't think that I like A.T. Perry for this team, but I'm going to try to wait on him probably. I think I maybe can get him a little bit later. Who are some other guys who I think could be good for this team? And I don't know. I don't love a ton of fits for this because again, do you want to go like an offensive lineman here? They don't really need an offensive lineman. I guess I'll just go Nathaniel Dell. I think he's one of the better players available on the board. So that makes some sense to me. I'm going to draft him. Then we're here at pick 55. I think this is a tough pick, to be honest. I don't know if I love a lot. And I don't love the depth of this draft in general, to be honest. I think while I would love those top 2 picks, where do you go from here? I think Tuli Tulope I don't know how to say his name, unfortunately. I think he could be an interesting prospect here because he is someone who I like a lot as I think he's a solid edge rusher, and he's for his size, he works really well. He's one of those guys where he doesn't seemingly perfectly fit any position, and that would scare me a lot. But maybe for pick 55, sort of we're at the back half of the second round now, might be worth taking a chance on him and seeing if he could be someone who, at the very least, you could find a way to use and help out the defensive line. That isn't terrible. I keep trying to address it, but I think I could use some pieces more than anything else could. So that's why I'm going there. Finally, a couple guys who I would be interested in at this spot. One guy I was going to think of was Hendon Hooker, but he's off the board now. So don't, I think you need to do that necessarily. You could go after Tanner McNee. Again, if it works, great. You have a Jared Goff replacement who could pay for a lot less. And if not, you just wasted a pick 81. Not the worst pick to waste. Still have A.T. Perry on the board. I talked about how I think he could fit that team very well. So I'll go after him, even though I already went after a receiver. I just I thought that was the best player available on the board at the time. So this is my draft. Let's see what they grade me at once it loads. A-. I'll take an A-. Didn't love the Nathaniel Dell pick. I didn't love the Nathaniel Dell pick either, but A+ for Jalen Carter, A for Kalijah Cansey, and then B+ for Tuli and for A.T. Perry. So that is my Lions mock draft. How would I feel about this if I'm a Lions fan and this actually happened? I would feel great. Because getting the Carter and Cansey 1-2 combo at the interior defensive line would be insane. And imagine if those 2 guys hit, and I have Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Carter, and Kalijah Cansey, and who knows, maybe Tuli Tuiolopu could be 4 incredible defensive linemen to start for your team and are all on rookie deals. That would be insane. Again, Nathaniel Dell and A.T. Perry the receiving core doesn't need help. They don't have a ton of needs. They really don't. I was looking through the roster when I was preparing for this, and it's like, I don't know. Like there's things they could use, I suppose, but I think they could use the interior defensive lineman. But they're in a position where it's like, where could they get guys who could help? as opposed to working to get guys to patch up holes. And that's where you want to be in for the Lions. So, yeah, this is my mock draft. Didn't feel like trading. I guess the one pick I could have traded was 48, but even so, nothing seemed like a great pick there. So, I don't know. I'm happy with 4 out of the 5 picks, and we'll see how that works. But yeah, that is my Lions mock draft. What would you do if you were in my spot? Where do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.